For decades, space exploration has been dominated by public announcements, televised launches, and carefully scripted international cooperation. But, behind the press releases and all that celebratory footage, some of the most ambitious space strategies are designed quietly, over many years, and revealed only in fragments. China's long-term plan for the moon is one of those strategies. It is not a single mission, not a race for flags or headlines, but a carefully layered program aimed at permanent presence, strategic advantage, and technological independence beyond Earth. China's lunar ambitions officially began in the early 2000s when the country announced the Chang'e Lunar Exploration Program, named after the moon goddess in Chinese mythology. Publicly, the program was described as scientific and peaceful, to study the moon's geology, map its surface, and better understand the early solar system. Privately, it was designed as a step-by-step roadmap. Each mission was not an end in itself, but a rehearsal for something larger. The first phase focused on orbiting the moon. Chang'e 1, launched in 2007, and Chang'e 2 in 2010, created high-resolution maps of the lunar surface. These were not just scientific tools, they were essential for identifying safe landing zones, understanding terrain hazards, and locating regions of long-term interest. By the time these missions ended, China possessed some of the most detailed lunar data in the world. The second phase moved to soft landings. In 2013, Chang'e 3 successfully landed on the moon, deploying the U-2 rover. This made China only the third nation to soft land on the lunar surface, after the Soviet Union and the United States. The mission was presented as a technological demonstration, but it also tested precision landing, surface operations, and long-duration survival in the harsh lunar environment. These are not optional skills, they are prerequisites for sustained presence. The true shift came with Chang'e 4 in 2019. For the first time in history, a spacecraft landed on the far side of the moon, a region permanently hidden from Earth. This required a relay satellite positioned beyond the moon to maintain communication, which was, honestly, an extraordinary technical achievement. Officially, the mission was scientific, but strategically, it demonstrated that China could operate independently in complex deep space environments where others had never gone. Control of communications, navigation, and autonomy in space are central elements of long-term dominance. The third phase, sample return, is where the program moved from exploration to capability. In 2020, Chang'e 5 returned nearly 2 kilograms of lunar material to Earth. This was the first lunar sample return mission in over 4 decades. The technology involved automated drilling, ascent from the lunar surface, orbital rendezvous, and high-speed Earth re-entry honestly mirrors the exact challenges faced by future crewed missions. China proved it could complete the entire lunar mission cycle without human intervention. What makes China's lunar strategy different is its patience. Instead of rushing toward astronauts, China has prioritized infrastructure, robotics, and reliability. Each mission feeds into a larger architecture, and that architecture is now becoming clearer. One of the most significant elements of China's long-term plan is, well, the moon's south pole. This region is of enormous strategic interest because it contains permanently shadowed craters believed to hold vast amounts of water ice. Water on the moon is not just a scientific curiosity. It can be split into hydrogen and oxygen for rocket fuel, used for life support, and transformed into a resource that allows spacecraft to refuel in space, rather than launch everything from Earth. Whoever controls access to lunar water controls the logistics of deep space exploration. China has repeatedly targeted the South Polar region with its missions. Chang'e 6, Chang'e 7, and Chang'e 8 are designed to study the environment, test resource utilization technologies, and evaluate conditions for long-term habitation. Public statements describe these as scientific experiments, but their purpose aligns directly with building a permanent foothold. In parallel, China has announced plans for an International Lunar Research Station, or ILRS, in partnership with other countries, most notably Russia. Unlike the United States-led Artemis program, which emphasizes short-term crewed missions and orbital platforms, the ILRS concept focuses on a robotic-first, gradually expanding base on the lunar surface. The idea is to establish power systems, communication networks, automated construction, and resource processing before humans arrive. This approach reduces risk and cost, but it also shifts the balance of control. Robotic systems do not require international crew rotations or shared decision-making in the same way human missions do. Infrastructure built first defines who sets the rules later. Another often overlooked aspect of China's lunar plan is Cislunar Space, the region between Earth and the Moon. Control of this space has enormous implications for navigation, surveillance, and defense. China is quietly developing its own deep space tracking networks, navigation systems beyond Earth orbit, and satellite constellations designed to operate around the Moon. These systems reduce dependence on foreign infrastructure and create a self-contained space ecosystem. Technology tested on the Moon also feeds back into Earth-based power and industrial capabilities. Autonomous robotics, advanced materials, nuclear power systems, and long-distance communications developed for lunar use have direct military and commercial applications. This dual-use nature is rarely emphasized publicly, but it is a central feature of China's space strategy. There is also a political dimension. China's space program is tightly integrated with national policy. Lunar success is used domestically to signal technological maturity, scientific credibility, and national pride. Internationally, offering access to lunar data, experiments, and future base participation allows China to build alliances, especially with countries excluded from United States-led space initiatives. Unlike the Cold War space race, this is not about dramatic firsts, it is about permanence. Planting a flag lasts a moment, but building power stations, extracting resources, and maintaining continuous operations lasts decades. China has been careful with its language. Officials consistently emphasize peaceful use, shared benefits, and scientific goals. At the same time, they avoid detailed timelines for crewed landings or base completion. This ambiguity is not accidental. It allows flexibility while preventing competitors from responding to a fixed schedule. What is increasingly clear is that China does not view the Moon as a destination, but as a gateway. A functioning lunar infrastructure supports missions to Mars, asteroid mining, and deep space exploration. The Moon becomes a testing ground, a supply depot, and a strategic high ground in space. In contrast to more visible programs, China's lunar plan advances quietly, milestone by milestone. Each mission appears modest in isolation, but together they form a coherent, long-term strategy aimed at independence, influence, and leadership beyond Earth. The real question is not whether China has a secret plan for the Moon. It is whether the rest of the world is paying enough attention to what that plan is building, not in speeches or slogans, but in hardware, data, and permanent presence. By the time the full picture is visible, the foundations may already be in place.